Hey Brad,
Hey, what?
we've been through a lot, haven't we?
You can say that again, Greg.
In front?
Yep, and 27 years and that we haven't seen each other.
Yeah.
And it's just like someone just turned the tap on.
And we're here.
And they all seem to just fall back together again.
Yeah.
And now we've got the reunion on following this Saturday coming up. And that's going to be something special because not only have we got the tradespeople, we've got former apprentices, we've got former labourers, we've got former people from the staff office, clerks, we've got workshop managers coming, but there's no ill feeling there. And these people always worked as a team, and the mateship, 27 years on, still there.
West Australia are missing the tradesmen. We're actually importing tradesmen, whereas we used to take on, about 300 to 400 apprentices each year in all sorts of trades, painting, everything, boiler making, fitting, turning, you name it, we had them.
I thought at the time, I mentioned earlier that we were betrayed. Well, we were betrayed because they promised to spend many millions on the place and they were going to upgrade it further as a training facility for apprentices, which we always were anyway. But since that time, we've seen the world and the state degenerate to the point it is now where we don't have any homegrown trained people and unfortunately we have to rely on people being brought in, which at the moment is going to be impossible due to COVID. I mean, I told the Minister at the time that I believed it was political ideology. They wouldn't have that, but obviously it was because we were changing. We changed at that time. We all had Lloyd's of London accreditation. We had QA, QC, and we were working better. We were working smarter, more efficiently. In the end, we had about a third of the people that were there when I started in 1977 doing the work that all those people were doing. So that must have told you something.
I think the biggest thing you miss is your mateship, friends, yeah. Are you there for your apprenticeship for 4 years or 5 years, whatever you're doing, then you stick around for a bit long. Most of us blokes have been there 25, 26 years and it's like becomes a second family to you. Actually, most people spend more time working than your own bloody at home. Don't you leave to go to work and come home, go to bed, and it's a big family, full stop.
In '67, I remember the day Ted Holsworth walked us over to the end of the machine shop. There was about 12 of us, and he said, "Boys, count your fingers, and if you come out of here in 5 years' time with the same amount, you're going well." Oh, there was a guy, I think he performed down the Royal Show with go-go dancing and one thing. They called him Curly, and he used to try to lift himself in a bucket, and that went on for ages. And then there was an apprentice that followed on from him. The antics that went on there were unbelievable. Said to him that they would be reimbursed once they got on their feet, and they went back to work, and the management didn't honour that, so they went out for 13 weeks and still didn't get the wage increase.
Yeah.
So that was a 52 strike.
No, look, it's probably a shame in a way. That was probably the best training ground that was ever to be offered for just about any tradesman in there. I think you had to, you look at today in the smaller industry, the machines we had in there was really, give you the skills of all machines basically. Basically went into engineering, in the small engineering shops and sort of ran those for a while, quite a few years, and actually went into rural traders and was an import manager there for a while, still selling lathes and machines. And then finished up back in engineering and then back in the railway game. So I guess when I was with Gemco, I really travelled the world in rail and conferences all around the world and different shows, whether it be Germany, Rome, buddy, I've certainly seen a lot around the world as far as railways go and have learnt a hell of a lot.
G'day. What I've got to show you here is this bench here. These benches go way back to 1903. That's when the Midland Workshops was first being created, and these benches were scattered throughout the whole of the shops. Now, that was the first officers. What they'd do is they'd have an inspector, and the inspector would control 20 men. Usually the 20 men were illiterate, so, you know, they had to have a bit of guidance. But anyway, that's not really what I want just to show you. The bench itself was owned by Matt Woods. I want to show you what's underneath the lid. It'll amaze you. Matt Woods, because of his dedication or whatever, he recorded names under this lid. These are people that passed away or retired. You know, like they're going back to 93, but then way back to 1985, they passed away. 86, way back. 93, and recently, after the workshops had closed, John Cox, a good close friend of mine, he died in 96. And then King Craig, 97. These were after the shops were closed, and they were all friends and relatives that had passed, and I continued on the tradition going right through. It's a sad thing, because back then we didn't sort of go to cemeteries, but for a remembrance we'd open Matt Wood's lid, toolbox lid, and have a look at the whole story. It's kind of sad, but it just goes to show the tradition and the heart the Midland Workshops has got, the machine shop and all the guys in it. I sort of like it. See ya. Do you think it's a full cycle again? Do you reckon we'll get our skills back?
Nah, not like the workshops were. Nah, never. Because, you know, you got to think of what the workshops offered, whether it was from a blacksmith to a, you know, coppersmith, painter, bloody electrode plater, every trade. Basically, you had woodworking. I mean, it was, but you'll never get that back into that railway environment anyway again. So, yeah, I think. But that's, you know, I don't think WA is any different than any other state or just about any other bloody place in the world, really. They, try to run big workshops like that as in the past, really. So, the way I see it, yeah.